Hello friends, welcome to my channel SushantChessWise. Today we are at the next topic and it is about opening preparation. We are going to discuss how to play against the London system, especially since we have learned the Budapest Gambit. I will try to show with that move how white avoids the Budapest Gambit, and also those who play d4 d5, for them also same it is. We will discuss both the move orders. Let's get started quickly. First, let us check our move order. After d4, nf6, nf3, white has stopped the ideas of Budapest Gambit. So we do the move c5. I have made some lesson on this where I played a live game. This can lead to the Waganian Gambit after the move c4. Okay, and now here comes cd4 and d4, e5 and b5, d5, cd, bishop c5. Excellent positional gambit for black. See, Garry Kasparov has also played this and it's very interesting. White has this extra d pawn, but black has very nice piece placing and he can get a kingside attack also. Next is the move just if dc here, then just e6 and then black gets this pawn back and black equalizes very easily. After c5 there can also be the move d5, which also I had a game, and after e6, c4 we have the very interesting Blumenfeld Gambit. This I will give in the description. You can check below. This game was played by me online in my live playing game section where I faced this as black. So this is a very interesting Blumenfeld Gambit. So now let's look at the move order with d4, d5 first. After d4, d5, nf3, nf6, bishop f4, the starting of London system, black plays e6. Here white can choose between both e3 and c3. So e3, c5, c3, nc6, and white plays the move nd2 here actually, which is the main line. This nd2, bd6, bg3 here is one of the main lines. And our today's discussion is going to be the move bd3 here, after which also black plays bd6. And here there are 4 lines. So we will go into the detailed discussion of which after we check the same position coming from d4 nf6 move order. So let's get to that. After d4 nf6, nf3, c5, now c3. This move is necessary. It's important to protect this d4 pawn first. So black goes e6 because otherwise white takes dc. c3 helps him to get b4 easily. So bishop f4 and c6, since white cannot play d5 on his own. So e3, d5, and as I told you, we are not going into the line nd2 today. After nd2, bd6, bg3, castle. Here bd3 will transpose to the bd3 line, it may, and otherwise we are going to discuss the main line in more detail next time. So today first let us understand the idea with bd3. After bd3 we do bd6, and now here white has choice between 4 different moves, 4 different ideas. Main one is bishop g3, which will take us to the transposed part of nd2 line next time. Let me show you quickly. If g3, then see castle, and if nd2 is played, then we exactly reach the position in our next lesson. So here white has see ne5, one of the main moves. Generally we will see black always plays queen to e7 and he tries to play e5, but since this knight is already committed here, black decides to play qc7, trying to exploit this diagonal. Okay, so after now see nc6 almost forced, there comes bishop f4. If ef4, then pawn takes pawn, and see after qd2 protecting this f4 pawn first, black gets the move cd4, cd4, qb6, attacks d4, forces white to defend with qc3 and trades his bad bishop. So once these bishops are traded, black will become slightly better. See, black has a clear-cut plan. He can go rook b8, castle, bring the f rook to c8 and then try to play c5. Black will be at least slightly better. Let's look at the other 3 moves now. If bishop d6, then queen takes d6, and now see white often plays dc5 or castle. If dc5, then see just queen takes c5, and you can see black will by force get the move e5. Black may become slightly better also. So nd2, castle, castle and bb5, two options. bb5 is important because we want to take on c6 in case black wants to play e5. If castle is played instantly, then see black gets e5, d, knight e5, knight e5, queen e5, nf3, then queen can either go to see d6 here or it can be taken to h5. Black has equalized very easily. Maybe black is even slightly better over here. So after nd2 there is castle, bb5 trying to stop e5, bd7 very obvious move, and black sets a trap also. Only right move is perhaps a4 here. If castle, then see knight takes d4, very interesting tactic. Knight takes d4, c takes d4. See, the bishop is hanging here. It looks like there is bd7, but comes d takes e3, and see black becomes a pawn up here. After b6 we go d, e takes f2 check, rook f2, and f takes e6. Black's pawn structure is quite okay here. He will manage e5 soon, and this f file may belong to black soon because this knight is eyeing the e4 square. So already black is pawn up plus with a better position overall. So black is winning actually. So white goes a4 here. After a4, a6, bishop into c6, bishop c6, knight manages to come to e5, but instant there is nd7. And next black wants to repulse this knight with f6, especially see after nf3, f6, we can see that nd7, then bishop d7. Black has equalized, soon he will have e5 next move. So finally we have the last line here, that is nd2. Looks bad at first, it's not very bad. Black takes bishop f4 of course, e takes f4, and now c takes d4 is in the offing. We want c takes d4, but first let us see what white is doing about b2 here, because the line dc qb2 is even better for black. After qc1 forced takes bd7, black has the very strong move coming up, which is rook c8, and knight will move to a5. You can see that the c5 pawn is weak, and king can either go to e7 or castle, and black may double his rooks on the c file. So here rook b1 trying to attack b7, then nd8, ne5 trying to take the bishop, so rook c8, knight b3, castle, and you can see that here too after kd2, rook c7, black has some edge. The reason being, we can go for the plan bishop a4, and then this c5 pawn may be taken ultimately. This knight always has the option of going to e4 and then f6, especially when this bishop will be not there. So after qb6, much better is the move qb3, and then to see queen takes b3, a takes b3, cd4, nd4, nd4, cd4. Splendid position for black. Whole white structure you can see, b2, b3, d4, f4, all pawns are weak here. Black plays bd7, and after ke2, ke7, black simply has the plan of getting a6, maybe rook hc8, and at some point go bb5 and get entry on either c2 or the a2 squares if the rook is open. The king is of course heading to d6, and this knight may try to seize the e4 square. Depends on what white does with this d2 and the d3 pieces. The setup chosen by black is not very dynamic, I would say, but it avoids lot of complications, and exactly we are following a very simple plan. See, after completing this all development, black's main plan here is to go qe7, castle, and e5, and in the next lesson we will see how to counter the line nd2, which is the main line. The reason for which white plays the London system, he has a slight pull with him all the time, and it's considered a dangerous opening, especially black is not getting counterplay like he wants. So slight edge is there always with white. So we are trying to neutralize the position also very easily without taking much risk. So this kind of strategy is very good for weaker players also, and till 23-2400 also this should be a great strategy without panicking much, black can get sound play. So I hope you have learned something good from this. Definitely let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time.